time, a dish with D. That's me. There's B, of course. Thank you for viewing this video, making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is Saturday, and Saturday is weigh-in and meeting topic du jour here on this channel, and I am outside today. I don't know why. I just felt like I haven't been down here, and I used to always film a lot of my videos on my deck. It's been so stinking hot here that it's just been But I thought today we would try it. Hopefully the dog will cooperate, because sometimes when I film, that's when he wants to go in. It's really my life, you know? All right. Yesterday was my birthday. It was. I turned, I think, 57. Holy moly, 57. You know what that marks for me, though, when I think about it? I joined Weight Watchers the year I turned 50. I remember that because I lost 50 pounds when I turned 50. So I was down 50 and 50 fabulous 50 pounds, something like that. So I do remember when I joined, because I remember that. It wasn't before I turned 50, it was after I turned, it was the year, like I think I turned 50 obviously in August, and I think I hit 50 pounds in like September, October-ish. So I was thrilled though, because you know, when you get down weight, it's all good. So yeah, oh, how's you on the scale today? I'm really good to the topic. Must be this humidity here in New Jersey. Well, with it being my birthday, and I didn't have many indulgences yesterday because we were out to dinner on Tuesday. I had my Tuesday birthday dinner at Red Lobster at Bonefish Grill. I had a poke bowl, which is a raw tuna served over rice with cucumbers and this like delicious sauce. It was so good. It's my favorite. I love it. And I had this sashimi tuna. It was just fantastic. We went shopping for the afternoon, and we're actually going out to dinner again tonight to my favorite diner to have my favorite, people laugh, my favorite grilled vegetables and chicken platter. It's served with grilled pita and beautiful homemade tzatziki sauce. It's so good. I just crave it. And every time I go there, I get the same thing, and my boys laugh. So I made a cake, and I will link that cake in the cards. I will link that video in the cards. It's my Irish or Scottish, I'm not quite sure. But I will link that in the iCards, which is that little icon on the top there. And I'll also link it after the video, because, you know, sometimes you just don't want to stop watching the video. Every year on the channel, I make myself a birthday cake. So that is what I did. I went for a strawberry shortcake. Why? Because I had strawberries that had to get used up. And I thought, I've made a mug cake, but I've never made an official loaf cake. So the boys said it was really good. So you can take a look at it. It was very low in points. So that was what I had yesterday. Today I'm having a pumpkin cake roll that Timmy bought for me. So we'll have that today. Oh, how'd you do on the scale, Dee? I'm sorry, I just went off the tangent. Shockingly, I was down 0.2. I like them apples. I was shocked, I was, because my eating the last couple days, I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. I was eating like bars. I mean, I was probably within my points and calories and stuff. It just wasn't really good food. It wasn't food. It was just filler food, as I call it, filler food. And I just was just grabbing. I wasn't taking the time to sit down and eat. Busy, yes, absolutely. And sometimes it happens. Sometimes we're busy and we just don't have time to eat. So it's good to have those kinds of snacks there, so it's not too detrimental to your journey. So yeah. So when I say bad eating, it's just, it wasn't like good eating. It was decent eating, but not great eating. You know, protein bars, you know, pretzels, but within my points and stuff. So I just don't like this, because it's not satisfying sometimes. You know, like to me, I like to get satisfied in a nice meat, potatoes kind of thing, and that's what satisfies me. I'm looking at that thing. Why is that thing bent? Sorry. I think it was supposed to be bent, but I don't know. Squirrel. So let's get to the topic at hand, because I've already talked for 4 minutes. So down 0.2, shocking and excited. What just, you know, and I want to reiterate, it's what I do. I chip away, chip. 0.4 last week, 0.2 this week. That is a huge loss for me, because that is what I will lose at this weight. You won't see me pull off a very rare, like a pound and a half. It's unrealistic of me to think that, because unless I'm starving, and then, yeah, if I'm skipping meals, if I'm starving myself, not eating enough, oh, sure, I'll pull off more, but it won't stay off. You'll see I'll have that flip-flop where I gain the next week, right? Because I didn't eat enough that week prior. And I'm at the point where I don't want it back. So I'm going to eat it, lose it like I'm going to live it. Get it on a mug, because that's the truth. Water, tea. two-fisted drinking. Let's get to the topic. The 5 cues to help you eat more mindfully by Weight Watchers. It's not by Beth Jane. I like that. All right. Have you ever eaten something just because it was, well, there all the time? I mean, come on, don't we all do that? That's why it's good to keep those kinds of foods like I had. So if you grab something, it's not going to kill you. It's normal. Next time, though, stop and ask yourself the 5 S's first. L'explain. Do you want this food because you can see it or smell it? Most times, I don't know, we get to the smell first, it's more the see. By the time you get up to your face, and then by that time it's too late, you've gotten to the smell of the situation you're in. Sometimes it's stress, sometimes we're at an uncomfortable place, and it's just we need that food. How it sounds. When food sounds like sometimes better than it actually is, it's like, oh yeah, and you know that sensation, and your mind just brings that taste to your tongue, and you think it's special. You know, certain foods I put in a special category, and certain foods that I don't. And I keep those in that special category for a specific reason, because the more you eat them, the less they become special. And I explained this in a Zoom last week about why I choose not to have dessert 7 days a week. Because some things are special and some things need to stay special. And when they're special, you enjoy them more. So I'm not going to sit there and have things like dessert. I mean, you could have a million things for dessert and fit into your points budget. You could. But then dessert does not become special, it becomes part of the meal. And then when that happens, it's like you're bored again, and you just need that satisfaction. And that's what keeps you on plan, satisfaction. And when you don't have that, you're always looking. So you'll have that mundane dessert you have all the time, and then you're still going to want something else. And guess what? You're going to gravitate towards it. So that is why I don't have dessert every day. And that's what works for me. Also, I'm older. Maybe younger people could have dessert more often because they have higher metabolism. Trust me, when you hit that menopause, you hit that 50, everything shifts a bit. You just have to learn to shift and adjust when you're older, an older gal, you know? But if you're younger, hey, do what you do, boo. Let's dive deeper. If you answered yes to any of these questions, take a minute to think about what actually is driving you to reach for that food. Then, if it doesn't fit into your points budget, it isn't something you'll truly enjoy. It's not worth adjusting your plan for. Yes, it is. Yes, it is worth adjusting our points for. That's something that you just got to have, because guess what, ladies and germs? If it's in here, it's going to be in here. It's getting out of that mental state of I've got to have it. And when you're in that zone, you're in that, I call it the hot seat. Like you're just, because you can't see straight. You're only seeing that food. Everything else blurs on the side. There's more to that to just saying, I'm not adjusting my schedule. Yeah, if only it was that easy to sit there and say that. It's not. Maybe instead of eating that whole thing, maybe we could just have a little bit of it and get that nudge out of us. That's what I try to do. And sometimes walking away from it, putting it in the trash, giving it to your husband. Because once he gets it, you don't really want it anymore, let's face it. So yeah, so I'm not agreeing with the way they're doing this, because I wish we were all mentally there. So that's for somebody that's mentally there. And there are some of you that are, and bravo. I love that if you are. But for the most part, a lot of us are not ready for this. We're not ready to sit there and say, it's not worth adjusting my points budget or my plan. Because we don't care at that point of the plan. The plan flew out the window 4 minutes ago because we're like, oh wow, yeah. And it is, you become possessed by the food. I'm not sitting there saying this is, normal behavior. Well, it is technically normal behavior. That's what we need to treat. That's that little demon that we need to talk to. That little person that's going, how do I get you out of that hot spot? That's my goal. Try these ideas and what to do next. Is the food right there? It's science. Seeing it or smelling it, certain foods can make you want it more. And sometimes you look at it and it looks so good. And then you get it and it sucks. Oh, has that not happened? Oh, most times it's dessert for me. Most times food pretty much lives up to it, but it's dessert because it put a glaze on it, just looks so attractive. Spit it out. Do not swallow. It's what I say here all the time. Do not swallow something that you're not enjoying. That is so not worth it. Spit it out, grab a napkin. Don't be embarrassed. You know what? Because I'd rather see you, and we could do it ladylike, but don't swallow it because it's not worth it. And just because you tasted it doesn't mean you gotta swallow it. Yes, please don't. Walk away or focus on something else. Putting actual physical space or mental space between you and the food could lessen the craving. It is true. Give it to somebody, throw it away, walk away. But sometimes we do need that little bit. We do, because we have to be satisfied here before we're satisfied here. I'm telling you, we eat with our head more than we eat with our belly because you mentally want it. You do. The food is part of the experience. Like popcorn at the movies, the pull can be automatic. You get used to things going together. Next, pause and ask yourself, would I really want to eat this if I was home doing nothing? Well, if you're home doing nothing, it was sitting there, sure you're going to want to eat it. That one doesn't make sense either because you're not home doing nothing. You're there, it's in front of you, and it's something that you truly, it's just basically you need to, like I said, I would say have a little bit and then get rid of it. Because sometimes you need, and you know what, your mind is saying it's okay to have a little bit. And then the more you do that, the more that will satisfy you because you're more unsatisfied because you're not having it at all. Sometimes you just need a little bit. And know that, okay, I could have a little bit and it's okay. Because it is okay to have a bite of anything, truly. If the food feels special, it's normal to want a treat yourself. Think limited edition flavors, childhood favorites, or the other foods deemed important. Shake off the metamorphic gift wrapping. Do you actually want it or just a memory of the feeling or the treat? We live, it's all up here. So yes, we do want it for that mental satisfaction. We do. Well, there's things that we hold dear to us mentally. For me, it's my mother's anchovy sauce. It is not Christmas Eve unless I smell that stinky anchovy sauce cooking. And now my kids have grown up with that because they're like the same thing. Mom, it's like it's Christmas Eve now because we smell the stinky fish. And it's only something we only want to have on Christmas Eve. I don't want to have it any other time. Steve wants me to make it. We're just like, none of us want it but him. We're like, no, it's not, because we associate that smell, that taste with Christmas Eve. It's food association. And sometimes we need to satisfy that in a controlled, disciplined way. Is that easy? No. But we can teach ourselves. And the more you do it, the better you will get. But don't expect it to happen overnight, because it won't. If the food sounds good, it sends a signal, eat this. It is so delicious. For example, menu descriptions with words like buttery, creamy, and decadent. Yeah, they do make us sound good, but then you get it and it doesn't ever live up to that. You're like, doesn't look like the picture. You know who's famous for that? Red Lobster. Their pictures, their commercials, their food always looks so beautiful, and it never looks like that. And I've said to Steve, I don't think I've been back there for a while because I know that doesn't live up to what they say. And I'm just not paying them. Only thing I really like there is the biscuits. Because everything else is just, it's live and learn. Next, read the item again, skipping the adjectives and decide how to plan the plain old dish sounds to you. Well, we all know, you could skip it, but we all know we need that buttery creaminess because that's what makes a certain dish a certain dish. What I would say is definitely if you want that dish, get that dish. Just make sure you don't eat all of that dish. That's our goal. Our goal is to have some, not to have all. Not to never have it, because if you're going to never have it, then you're on a diet, because guess what? You're going to. And let me warn you about that. It's going to happen. To be clear, it's 100% okay to decide to even on the fly eat the cake because you're at a birthday party or order a dish that sounds like that best thing ever. The goal is to make that any choice intentional, the one you'll enjoy and be satisfied with. Because the alternative, letting outside factors drive your choices, can lead you to feel dissatisfied and disappointed. Get it because you want it, not because it's low in points. That is, I say that all the time. Eat the food you love. Do not eat something because it's low in points, because satisfaction is so important. We just have to eat less of that. We can do it. No matter what you end up doing or eating, just act of stopping or noticing why you might be reaching for a certain food is a win. And even the small wins can will help you fuel your journey. It will. It will lead to lifestyle changes. And that's what we preach here at Dish with D. We don't preach diet. We don't preach no. We don't preach don't have it. We preach here, do what's best for your body. Your mind, if you want some of it, my God, have it. But just don't have all of it. So that is, let's go to 3 fast facts because I love 3 fast facts. 3 fast facts. Research shows that people sometimes eat foods even if they don't actually enjoy them. Yep. Simple seeing and smelling food can be enough to make you eat it. Yep. And the memory of it too. Certain situations, the way you think about food could also prompt you to eat it. Sometimes food holds these memories and we just want to relive those memories for even a brief minute. But really know that just have some of it. Have less. And that is what I want the takeaway to be. You have to fuel that little person inside. That person wants that person's going to have it. We need to have it in a controlled, disciplined way, because guess what? You could have the alternative. I guarantee you're going to go back and have both. So why not get a little bit of something you want versus a lot of something that you don't want? Oh, powerful words. Let me let the dog in and then we'll get to the questions. All right, time for the old Wednesday wisdom questions thrown into this video. Sometimes I forget to post it in the group the night before, but I do remember last night. This is where you ask me your healthy lifestyle, weight loss questions, and I do my best to answer them the way a Weight Watcher Lifetime member should answer them, or how I really do answer them, truthfully. All right, counting calories versus counting points. Which leads to best weight loss? Whatever one you believe in. You believe in something, you will do well in it. And that is the factor. It's all about mental. If you're in it, you will do well. If you're into macros, you will do well. If you're into the points, you will do well. If you're into low carb, you will do well. I hear people say to me all the time, well, she's doing low carb, and look how good she's doing. Because it's something new. We all follow it when it's new. And yeah, something new does work because it's new and we're actually following it correctly. I know. I'm guilty of that too. I'm guilty of slugging off. But that's the thing. Whatever you believe in will work for you. That's the bottom line. And you have to be realistic about that. You have to have realistic goals, because you could have lofty goals and you could do it for a while. We're looking for maintenance. You have to think of down the line, because that's where the hard work starts. We all could lose it. How do we maintain it? How do we keep it off consistently for the rest of our lives? Because who wants to go backwards? None of us do. But a lot of people slip back. Why? Because they're not losing weight the correct way. They're losing it to lose it, not losing it to live it. It's the truth. You know, you gotta lose it like you're gonna live it. It's the rest of your life. You have to fit the foods in you love. You have to eat less, but still enjoy life and have cake. What's your best solution for when your stomach is hungry, but you just ate a meal? Was it a satisfying meal? Were you satisfied? Eating a meal because it's a meal versus eating something that you want. The satisfaction. Sometimes are you belly hungry or are you head hungry? You have to distinguish that. Do you want it, or does your stomach growling? Did you eat enough? Did you throw a carb in there? A simple, delicious carb. I see so many beautiful dishes out there. This is dinner. Steak and asparagus. Beautiful dinner. I would love a steak and asparagus. But where's the starch? Where's the carb? I'm not saying have a big ass potato, but I'm saying you need to have at least 2 ounces of potatoes, 2 to 3 ounces, to keep you full for the rest of the night. Carbs get a bad rap. Yes, we should keep them in check, but yes, we should eat them. A lot of people have said this, and I've seen it many times, that physicians and nutritionists tell them to do 30 carbs per meal with 15 for snack. Yeah, that's what I do. 115, 115 is my carb. That's what 115, 120 is my max carb, because lose it like you're going to live it. Can you live the rest of your life never having a potato with your steak? So definitely make sure that your meal is satisfying. Make sure that your meal has that healthy carb, has a rice, has a little bit of a pasta in there. Don't just eat protein and vegetables for dinner. It's not satisfying. It's not. And yeah, you'll lose great. Can you live the rest of your life eating like that? And that's sometimes important, because it's lifestyle. It's lifestyle. Is there any app that Weight Watcher scale they just gave away will sync with besides the Weight Watcher? I have no idea. I opened mine. It weighs me a pound more, and I'm not ready to. Once I get down where I want to be, and I'll get that extra pound off for that stinking scale, then I'll go back to it. I really have not looked at it. It's a Bluetooth scale. I would sit there and say, since it's Bluetoothed, try an app that has a feature, turn your Bluetooth on and see if it'll sync. That's something I can tell you, because I really haven't looked at it that deeply. It seems when I eat protein bars like Built Bars and IQ bars, I gain weight instead of losing weight. Is that normal? If you're within your points and calories, you shouldn't gain weight. How many of those are you having? I mean, are you having them every day? See, I'm from the school, and I get people call me out on it, and but whatever works for you. I don't believe in having anything every day. I eat Built Bars, yes I do. Do I have them every day? I do not. Could I eat them every day? Well, you can eat anything every day you fit into your points, or points and calories. You can have anything you want. But again, should you? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So I don't know how many you're eating. And I feel like no, if you're staying within your points and calories, you shouldn't be gaining weight. I don't believe so anyway. I mean, that's something I can answer. They shouldn't make you gain weight unless you're eating like 5 a day. And I don't think you're doing that. But I mean, I always say maybe 3 or 4 days a week. And I say this is my philosophy because when you have say a Built Bar, since that was in the question, every day, does it get exciting to have a Built Bar? I mean, in the beginning, it's like, wow, I'm having a Built Bar every day. It's great, great, great. And then all of a sudden it gets, I'm having this Built Bar. You need to get excited about your snacks, excited about your desserts, excited about your food. And when you're eating it every day, it's not exciting. And that's, you want to keep it exciting. That's why I come up with weird recipes here. Whoopie pies, mug cakes, protein cookies, and just weird things. So, because they're different. And sometimes different is fun because it's different. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know how it's going to be. And I was like, ooh, this is really, and why I find different protein bars. Like now the Bear Bell Soft are really good. I've never had them, and it's something different. And it's exciting, and you look forward to eating it. And you so enjoy it more. It's like, wow, this is so good. And it's almost like, it just is. And that's the excitement I want you to have for your food. I want that. Oh my God, it's so good. There's nothing better than satisfaction after you eat something like that. And they mention it in a couple of the meeting topics. Like that, the sigh of satisfaction. And that is what keeps you on plan. Like trying different cocoa powders. Like I've been into the black. I've done cocoa powder since the beginning of my journey. And turning into the black, again, it just changed it up. Is it still chocolate? Yes, but it's a different type of chocolate. And it gives a different type of note in that recipe. And it's just like, what? I mean, it's just again, simple little changes you can make that make it feel brand new, but yet it really isn't. But it's head game. If you haven't learned that yet, that this is all up here, that's one of the things that when I finally figured that out, which it took me a while, I'm not gonna lie, that great things happen and changes happen. And that's when change occurs, when you really put the work in, realizing it is up here. I have to sit there and feed my brain more than feed my stomach. But you got me giving you all this advice, so I didn't have me. So you have a leg up that I didn't have, because the people I watched didn't talk like I talked. And I think that's why I wanted to make a channel, because I don't see people talking the way that I talk. And it's just because it's realistic. I don't say the things that I think you want to hear. I don't be the person I think you want me to be. I am who I am. And some people don't like it, and some people do. And I can't worry about the people that don't, because that it's not who I am. And I can't be something for them that's not truly authentically myself. So, and it's been, it's much easier to be yourself than to be somebody phony and fake and plastic that you want people to think you are. It's much easier just to be yourself. And yeah, people aren't going to like you. Not everybody. Hey, there's people I don't like. So not everybody's going to like you. And guess what? It's okay. Same thing with food. There's things that people like, and there's people that and that's great. You don't have to like everything that I show you or somebody shows you. It's like you go, ew, I wouldn't eat that. And you don't have to. I choose to eat it. I like it. You eat what you want to eat. Eat what you like, not what's low in points, because that is how you live life. And find it is what you like. Create what you like. Get in that kitchen and create the food that you like. Or find a place to buy it. There are people out there there's places that, sell pre-made meals and stuff. If you can find it, then go for it. Well, that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, join us here at Dish with D for the realistic weight loss channel that tells you like it is, and we don't pussyfoot around here. And if you know anybody that could benefit from this kind of content, share this channel. Comment below, how was your week? Did you lose? Did you gain? Did you stay the same? What'd you think of the weeding topic? What'd you think? I like to hear your opinions as well. I'm a listener as well as a talker. So, sorry about that. We will dish another day, my lovelies. And tomorrow there is a video coming out. There is 5 days of avocado toast. Yeah, there you go. I had avocado toast for 5 days and I lost. Okay. I forgot all about that. 5 delicious avocado toasts. I wanted them all in one video so I could reference them back. You're welcome for that. That'll be out tomorrow. Oh, all right. I could talk about them forever. So freaking good. All right. See, I get excited about thinking about it. That's what I want for you. Get excited about your food. I certainly was. So we will dish another day. Thanks for watching.